Welcome guys to this tutorial where I'm gonna help you through the design of this beautiful book cover. As you can see, this beautiful book cover, and then I'll also help you through how you would post it on a mock-up in this form, just right here. Very beautiful. You can also have it in this form. This is also another concept. All right, posted on a mock-up in this form. Okay guys, so let's move on. Even you can have it designed in other more professional form. It can be more professional or more nicer than this, but I'm guiding you through an easy step which you can come up with something similar to this. Okay guys, so I believe you can't wait to get started, but before that I will need to, as usual, take you through some residual knowledge so that you have more understanding as to what we have to do here. Every book has some delicate information, and so just like all other designs, for the book cover, it also has images in the form of background. So as you can see from here, the background is having a male and female holding their hands as the background image. Now you can take this one to a look at this. You can see it is the same concept, all signifying love. So it appears that the image or the background is having a connection with the theme. The second aspect is the book cover should have a theme, and the theme serves as the main title of the book. So it is supposed to be enlarged enough so that once your viewers get in contact with your book, the first thing they see is your main message. All right, so this one, it is love. The other one is, the main message is together. And so the concept is together. Okay. Now it also has sub messages, additional messages you need to add to them. So with this one, it is love, but the subtitle is a true lesson for relationships. So this one too, it says a love story, and it's adding other information to support the together, which is love is sticking together. Separation is simply a curse. All right. Now the final thing you add is your author. So the writer of the book is placed down here, which from here you can see it's a book I want to publish. And so my name is written there. And so that's my name written there too. Okay guys, so just as I've taken to the three parts of the book cover, that is the theme being the main title or the main message. Now subtitles, which are supporting messages you need to add, and the author too is also a vital information you don't need to forget. Now the background too is also something very important. Now let me take you through steps that will help you to achieve this. But I will begin from how to get the images to support your work. Okay. Now the first thing is you launch your browser. Now you need to think about what theme do you want to talk about. The theme can vary. Mine was about love. Your theme can be hard work. Your theme can be wisdom. It can talk about time, business, etc. Any theme that you want to put on your book. Since you are going to be the author, you can just reflect and see any topic of discussion that you think is possible that people can write book about. You can use it as your main theme. And then you think into that and derive how you will search for that. So the main theme is used for the section of the background. So mine is love. So you just say love. And here is the most important thing. You need to add HD, wallpapers. Wallpapers. The reason why we are using HD, I've talked about already. But the reason why we are using wallpapers is we want the image to be in a portrait form. You see, we want it in a long form. If we put the images, we may get square images and all those stuffs, which will make the issue complicated because we need to crop them and then have them in a portrait form, which will reduce the quality. And so the best way to search is to add wallpapers so that you get them in a portrait form. All right, so you search. Now you see a lot of images. So you tap at the image section. Now you have so many images that you can choose from. So you just search the one that you prefer. Okay, so I think this is a good picture. So you tap on it. Now, whenever you want to make choice of an image, now you need to access the image. The image should have enough space to accommodate the addition of text. Good. Note this thing, that the image shouldn't be crowded with stars that won't allow for the addition of text. Okay, so I think this has enough space so we can have it download. Now this is how to download it. This is how to download. You long press on it. Then you have download image here. Now you download the image. Okay, now the image is downloaded. You can go ahead to download other ones here. It's okay. I think this too is a nice image. You download. Okay. Now since I have the ones I'm going to use already, I won't continue downloading. Let me teach you other ones too. So let's change the theme and see. So maybe we are talking about hard work or maybe success. So any image you search, any concept you search, you're going to have related images to success. I think the success is usually in this form. So people are very happy. Now they are cheering to the success they have had. Now this one is also okay. But take note, don't use an image that has text already. Don't use an image that has text already. You should use an image without text so that you would add the new text. So this is a free image that you can add. You can just download and then use it for your work. Take note, do not use an image with watermark. Let me use this image to explain. Now here, look at this image. It's a very nice image, but when you tap on it, looking at the image closely, let's zoom it in. You can see from here that there is a text inside the image which says deposit photos. It means that the producers of the image are not giving it up for free. And so they add their name to it, or they add a tag to it. So if you are seen downloading this image for your work without contacting them or paying them something, it means you have breached copyright. And so don't use images with watermark. I've explained watermark. I may not talk about them again. Don't use image with watermark. Throughout your journey as a graphic designer, don't use an image with watermark. Let's continue. So you can use this to search for other images also. Okay, let's move on to the design. Now we go to our home and you launch your Pixel Lab application here. And once you launch your Pixel Lab application, tap on the plus sign and then you add the image. Since it is a recently downloaded image, you can get it from recent. So you just tap on see all and you check through whether you get the image you downloaded. Now this is my image I downloaded, so I will use this one. Okay, so I'll just tap here. Now once the image displays like this, very nice image, then you crop it. Now because we have a standard size for designing book covers, so you just tap on this tool, then on your top left you have crop. Now the size you are using is 3x2, so you tap on 3x2. But since we are using it in a portrait form, this is a landscape posture, and so you tap on it again to rotate it to the portrait. Okay, you make sure you position it so that there will be enough space for all your text. All right, I think this is well positioned, so you just tap on the check mark. Now let's move straight on to add our text. So the first is the main message. The first one is the main message, and the main message is love. So in your case, you can have maybe about hard work, maybe wisdom, maybe anything of that sort. Okay, so ours is love. Let's make a block like this. Love. Now, such works, I've told you, you should use not more than 2 fonts. And so the first font we are using here is 6 gaps. You see, books have particular fonts that we use. Now, in this tutorial, I'll guide you with 2 fonts that you need to use. Now, you enlarge it like this. It's okay. Now, this is a short word because love is just 4 letters. For instance, in the other design, let's take a look at it. In this design, my message was together. My main message was together. Now, the together is a long word, and so if I had used that font, it wouldn't have occupied the place. And the space you are supposed to use here is just this limited area, because you are supposed to allow some free space on the left and right. So what you do is you choose a font which I'm going to expose you to, then you divide it. Make sure some occupies the upper part and some occupies the lower part. So I will try that with you. So this is the work we will actually do. So let me delete it and help you with the other one. So maybe together. A word like maybe wisdom, you can just divide them into 2 parts. Okay, now you choose this font, this exact font. Now it's Bebas. Here, good. Now once you add the Bebas, you push this part in so that it will divide it for you. Good. Then you stretch it. Now once you stretch it, you will need to put them together so that people will read, or your readers will see that they are one word. So you go to the spacing. Now you put this is the line, not character. Character will space this one. So line, you just bring them closer like that. Think this is okay. This is okay. Good. Now once you are done, you just tap here and you are good to go. You position it very nicely, and then there you go. That's together. It is well placed. Now you can also decide to type in, do the first one and type in together. Then you duplicate this and then add that. I think that one will also do. There are some words, for alignment's sake, if you put them together, they will not match. But when you use them like this, I think you produce a very good work. Okay, let's delete them and then put in our main message, that is love. Okay, then we go to, so we remove the spacing, then we go to the font and choose, I think we've not forgotten, 6 gaps. I choose 6 gaps, then you stretch it normally, you put it at the center, Wow, where is our alignment? That's right. You put it at the center. That's good. Now make sure, in as much as you want to position your work, you allow your viewers to see your image. And so we can bring it up here so that still your image will be seen. Take note of this part. To allow clarity of your message, you need to add an effect. We call it shadow. You add the shadow effect by tapping on, where is shadow? Yes, there's shadow. So you tap on shadow. Once you tap on shadow, the shadow is displayed. Good. So we position it properly. It's well positioned. Good. Now you move on to the other test. Take note, since if you duplicate this love, the shadow effect will be duplicated too. So don't duplicate it. Okay, so you just unselect it and add a new text. Then you say a true love or a true lesson. This is the other message you're adding. So a true lesson for couples. Well, my design was a true lesson for relationships. Okay, so let me use that one. A true lesson for relationships. Okay. Now you select. Now let's choose our next font. So the next font we are using is Average Sans. Average Sans. This is it. Now we normally use Average Sans because it is for formal tasks. So, and because of its name, Average Sans. So it is also a neutral sans, that a neutral form of the sans serif fonts that we use. Okay, I think positioning it here is very good. Let's bring it down a little. All right. There are other fonts too that you can use. You can even use here this font. You can use this other font. What's the name? You can use Lemon Milk Pro Regular. That one too is a nice font. You can go with this one. So I think this is okay. Now you duplicate it. I think we have used our first font here, our second font here, so we can duplicate the second font. Then we move on. Now we are adding our final message. So you just add the author. You add the author, so you just type in Stochi and you tap on the check mark. Now, after placing it like this, we want to make it a little bit larger so that people will also see it. Okay, so you tap on it, then you add stroke. You add stroke. Now for visibility sake, now PixArt do not have bold option like the one you have in WPS where you can bolden the text. Now to bolden text, this is the quality you use. You add stroke, then you choose the same color as the text. So we choose white. Now you see it is adding more boldness to it. So that's how to bolden the text. I think this is okay. Now we bold it like this and we are done with our work. So we move straight in and save the work. Then you go to post it on the mockup. So the mockup too, I've told you, you search for smartmockup.com. Now you just move. Now once it displays, your purpose is to place it on a book. So you search from the options here, books. Now once they load, now you set the one that you like. But take note, choose the one that has the same portrait size as your image. This is a square image, so if you choose this, your image won't cover the whole space of the book. So choose the one that relates. I think this is a portrait image. This is also a portrait image, and we take the image very nicely. Let's use this one, which I used in my work. And so you just go down here and upload your image. Then you tap here, then you go to gallery. Now you select the image which will be in your PixArt. So you tap on it and you select the image. Once the image is selected, that's a nice design. I think you have it well placed on it. So you tap on download and download the medium version. Now it is done. You can view your work. This is a nice design. So guys, let's close here and then catch you up in the next video. Bye bye.